get the did you all get the sort of punch list of agenda?
I did. I did. So we'll open that up. And sorry, let me just find it real quick.
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions for you, Tony.
Good. Well, I figured this meeting is my meeting. No, I'm kidding. I thought I could kind of punch through what we needed, where we were, what the timeline is as a small group, which is great, and then sort of assign tasks. So I'm happy to punch through the agenda, Suzanne, unless you want to do anything in advance.
Yeah, let me just get into our marketing committee so we can create a note, take notes. I'm sorry, I spoke a lot yesterday. I talked a lot all day
That's why I thought I would give you a break. And
thank you. Yeah, maybe if you don't mind taking the lead for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have these, this is sort of my punch list. And as you all PR people, you know, your brain works in punch lists. So I'm going to start at the beginning. We have a release that's very close to final. After yesterday was super helpful for me to see the spaces, meet some of the artists. So I crafted a little bit more of the tone of what I thought the experience was going to be after being down there yesterday into the release, just because it felt a little maybe too generic after I was down there. So right now, I had thought we would announce it on Monday, but I don't feel if we can't get through having all these things lined up and ready, there's no pressure. I don't want to pressure Susanna for finalizing things just to get this out by some arbitrary date. So talk about the timing of ticket sales, and obviously this has to go out. It could go out on the day that ticket sales are live, but they have to be simultaneous.
Yeah. I would love input from Sandy and maybe Charlotte in terms of so the event is 5 months away, little less than 5 months away. And we wanted to build this momentum of the save the date launch. We also want to build momentum on the social media side with the artists. We now have everyone's Instagram handles and all of those things. And what we were going to do was create this is a strategy that is used by social media people that we want to try for the first time, where you create like a group of people and say, okay, at 4 o'clock on the 16th, we're launching, or whatever the time is. Here's the social media handles, here's the language you're going to use, here's the graphic, and get ready. And then, the date comes, okay, we're an hour away from the thing, get ready. And then the moment comes, now's the time, post, share on your stories, and it creates this kind of momentum, this like excitement for it. Now, so the April 16th is the day that we hoped to launch ticket sales.
That's a Sunday.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. So it's so what we were going to do was announce the artists this Sunday, which is a week prior, and then do the ticket launch on the 16th. But again, it's an arbitrary date, so I don't really know if that's
when you say announce the artists. I mean, the press release has to go first. And the press release supposedly has a link to the artists and the performers, but that's not live yet. So the press release would have
the current press release has links to their websites or their Instagrams or whatever.
In the bottom of the press release, where you have meet the marketers, there's a link there. It says meet the visual artists, meet the performers, but it's not a live link.
They're live right now, but they're hidden in our website. And what I did all last night and this morning was add their descriptives to their graphic on individual pages on our website. They each have their own page. And but they're, how art speak. They're still in art speak. So I have to massage them a little bit to make them a little more accessible. And I definitely feel like I could accomplish that before Sunday. So I feel confident that on Sunday we could say, meet the artists.
But
tickets go live in a week.
Say that until you've announced the event. We have not officially announced the event.
So press release first, then.
So the press release has to go first.
Press release first, absolutely. Press release first.
And so, but what I'm saying is the press release will include a link to some sort of landing page that has all of the artists on it. So you will have announced the artists when you do the press release. And so what you can do in social is then start unpacking it. Meet the artists, meet the performers, just break it down again. But the first sort of global release should have everything. And,
Mhm.
you know, so if we're looking at the 16th, you know, there, again, it's really now on you to say, maybe we'll circle back to the days. Let's look at all these other things that need to
Yeah.
be ready in order to announce a press release. And then we'll decide, is it the 16th? Is it the 23rd? You know, you have
Yeah.
a lot of time. It's a last minute time. Nobody's buying a ticket 5 months ahead of
Right.
anything. I don't care if it's, you know, Funny Girl on Broadway. Nobody's going 5 months ahead. So don't feel pressured, I would say. But, you know, I just don't want to send a press release out too close to the WOW Festival. So we look at the
Right.
27th, 28th, 29th is the WOW Festival. So you could do this anytime the week of the 16th. You know, you could have a little time. So I would say let's just keep banging out this punch list and circle back unless anyone has a comment
How does
about.
that thank you for bringing up the WoW Festival actually. So that the week of the 16th is the week prior to WoW. So it's going to get
Right.
lost in the mess anyway.
I think it would get lost the
Or
following week.
oh, you think? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
my concern with waiting too long, like to May, is like a lot of these artists from yesterday are already posting, and we haven't really said what we are or what's happening in the website.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got it leaking out a little, which is fine, but we don't want to wait too long because it's, you know, there's a little bit of a leakage, which is
Yeah, I think we should aim for the 16th. I think that makes the most sense if we can
So
get
the
our act
16th is that Sunday, and you're saying that 17th for the press release to go out.
17th for the press release to go out.
so
Yes,
what happens on the 16th?
that's a Sunday.
Well, we can
Nothing.
change that, but that's the day that all the on the website,
I
all
would
of the
say
artists are
if
live.
you're gonna do something and do some sort of critical mass communications that includes me announcing it, it should happen on the 17th. Because
Okay.
I'm not sending a press release out on a Sunday. I don't
Sure.
think it's business appropriate. So I would say if we could shoot for the 17th.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So
let's
that'll
just
be
put that
our
on
launch day. On the
Okay.
17th is the launch day when the tickets will go live that exact day also.
If the tickets go live on the 16th, it's not gonna hurt anything if it's set
Okay.
up. I wouldn't know if you know.
Right now
nobody
it's
knows.
scheduled for it to go live on the 16th, so
That's fine.
leave it as is. It'll just
Yeah.
go live. It'll be open for ticketing. The 17th, the press release will go out, and then subsequently we'll skip a week for WoW Festival, but we'll slowly start announcing the theater people, the film festivals,
Right.
the whatever, week
So
by
the
week.
social media can just unpack all the 100 details, featured artists, here's our featured, well, you know, Latinx artists, here's our featured LGBTQ artists, you know, we could mix and match it. Food and beverage, you know, there's just so much content, and now I think let's just focus on getting it out.
Okay.
Hopefully on the 17th.
Yes, we're so close to that. We could even look at the press release and just give it a green light now.
Let's not do it on this meeting.
Okay.
If you guys want to look at it one more time, that's great, but let's not spend time editing.
It's fine. I mean, I feel like it's pretty close to ready, so we can just take one last look at it. I'll send it to you all via a link, and then give us your final notes, and then we'll give you the green light, TR. And then we can move on to the Spanish language one, and I'll have you know that Juliana, who's on the line right now, is an excellent translator.
Yes,
she's done wonderful Spanish language translations for us that are business savvy, business appropriate, high level. So I would trust her to try to translate a press release into Spanish, and even to communicate with the media in Spanish.
And we talked about that yesterday. I talked
great.
to Juliana about helping me specifically with some Spanish language outreach, and if what we can do, maybe the 18th, 19th that week, is come up with a short list of the artists that speak Spanish that are available for interviews. And then we could send a pitch to specifically, you and I could work together on my sort of Spanish language media, yours, with a specific pitch that you can help communicate. We get a lot of good TV with like ENVZN, and but we want to make sure that we maybe identify 4 to 5, including Susanna, who could speak on camera and tell those stories. So we'll work on you with that. going
Well,
forward?
yeah, now you know who those people are already, right? So you
Those
can just
ones-
create a little, yeah, you can create like a little list of those artists.
Yeah, if you wanna, I could share with you, I created a Google Doc of all the artists that doesn't have what they're being paid and it's just for marketing. So we could work on that and you could flag Spanish speaker, or best, we're gonna.
Highlight them a different color or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'll make sure you
Okay.
get that. I also think.
Tony, actually, I'm sorry to cut you off, but can we please try to keep all of the content, the images that come in, the spreadsheets, all that stuff inside of our main folder so that we all have access to it? I don't want you creating it on your end, because then when your project is over, this project is over, and you decide to delete anything, then it comes off of then we don't have
I didn't
access
know
to
how
it
to
anymore.
add it. I didn't know how
So,
to.
I gave you, I think, like full editing power, which means that you should be able to just drop things into the places that I sent it to you. And I can resend that email so that you have the
Yeah,
place where
because I
everything should
tried
live.
to upload the file directly to that shared and I couldn't. So yes.
It wouldn't? Okay. Maybe I didn't give you full access then. Okay. So I'll make sure to do that, just because,
I totally get it. I tried.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing is, as we get closer and we're doing, preview video with especially Spanish language TV, if someone could be there to help me, maybe it's Juliana, we'll figure it out, but that's down the road.
Yeah.
Then on the other media opportunities, once we announce, right? Then we've all approved the copy and the images. We're going to pick, Susanna, as we start getting images, we need to pick our 10 best for media. We can roll it out in other ways. I know Linda, if you're watching, I don't think she is. She had offered to do a newsletter article. I mean, there's other opportunities, but I'd say let's focus on getting these assets agreed upon, the images.
Is that something you want to spend time on now? Because I have a lot of assets that you don't have. Like, I know that people were sending you. Here's the thing: is like being on the media side. I understand what is going to get published and what's not going to get published. The artists don't know that. They don't know what you want.
I'm happy to look. Do you have a?
So if you want to take a moment, we can go through and we'll just part the ones that we like, and then I'll drop all of the hearted ones into a folder that you can play with. The only caveat here is that we're going to have to take the additional step, because I pulled these from their social media, from their websites, because they didn't do the work for themselves, not knowing what to send us. So I found them. I scoured the internet to find these cool images of their work, which means they're probably not in very high resolution. So we'd have to do that additional step to reach out to them and go, hey, do you have a high res of this shot? How do we get it? Where's the photographer? Who is it? Whatever. So,
and also there's the shots that you guys took yesterday.
Right. There's also those, right?
Yeah, because I think scrambling we know how it is with some of these artists. This is the shot they have, but let's take a look. I shared the folder of images that I had that were any good. I mean, I've gotten a bunch and some of them are really bad. So you have those, right?
Yeah.
There's like
we
4. Yeah. Okay. So let's look really quick.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm going to ask the question while you do that. So in terms of online calendars, do you guys do that posting internally, like the KPBS and the UT and all that? So
yeah, I can show you what we have.
Because those event calendars, I think, are super useful.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of media pull from their own calendars. I know KPBS does it all the time, and they feature it out. So do you have someone doing the? Oh,
I do. So I'll share screen on the ones that we have. On the list where we share, and let me know if we're missing anybody or whatever. But we have these guys.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
And then of course the UT, we send them all our releases.
That's fantastic. So once we have, again, the release, the date, the time, and then a signature image, which could be one of those boxes, that just had the general branding, could be the image that you use.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that you had on the table.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's basically their social media graphic that has the QR code to purchase tickets, and that's everyone received that, and that's what they're going to be sharing on social media the day that we
I'm saying for the calendar listings, when they say upload a photo, is that the photo you want?
We have a general one that has just kind of random images of festival looking things that you've seen. So Malishak, I'm sure, has better photos these are the ones that I took that are like screenshots of
These were dark.
this exact work.
Don't look at these. I talked to Molly. I told her they're too dark. So
Yeah.
we'll
Okay, good. So they're
I'll
gonna
get some
get us.
from Molly.
Okay, thank you.
You could delete those. They were terrible. No, I'm kidding.
They're terrible, but like this is what I mean. I couldn't find
Molly's
anything
going
anywhere.
to give us a name for the program and better photos.
Awesome. Oh wait, shoot, I just went right back into the same one. Same thing happened with Art of Elan. I was taking
You got- yep.
screenshots. So
We got
did you
it.
talk to her about it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. He has some great high-res images that we can use. Oops. This is the Joan of Arc people. So he's going to send me a link, but they're all going to look really dramatic like this.
Yeah, so picking one of these would be good. Yeah,
There's
cool.
a lot of good ones here. So these are the low-res that I picked up from the websites. So I'm sure that once he sends me the
I
high-res
like that
ones,
one
then
with the Joan of Arc face, if that's what it's going to be.
yeah, it is what it's going to be. It's that drama of the big face, you know, and
So are
tears.
you guys going to reach out to him and get a better one?
Yes,
When
we already talked about it. He's sending it to me.
Okay, got it. All right.
The Frontera project, their images are actually not bad at all, but they might be a little dark. This one's a good one.
Yeah, that's really good.
Good one.
See, these are dark.
The second one was good.
Yeah, dancers.
That one's not flattering for her. Yeah, these I was just trying to find stuff.
Yeah, I think if
Screenshots.
you got that second
So
one,
that second one, huh?
it's just, it seems so theatrical and Latinx.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Just seeing, can I heart this? How do I heart this? Ah, there. Okay. And they were really excited. They're a really good. They've performed for WoW. It turns
Yep,
out.
they're good. Uh-huh.
Okay, good. You know them.
I know a lot of these.
Oh,
and
good.
some of it's good. It's great. Congratulations. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great group of people. This is I don't have a lot of images of these guys, and I'm surprised because they're visuals, but this is a
That's
great
a great
one.
shot.
That's a
I love
wonderful shot.
This one and that one.
The first one. Don't
I
you think?
like the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it looks like it's really high res too.
Great. That's the one. So selected
I didn't
artist.
see. I saw. Can I just ask you a question about Tom Dancy? Was
Yeah, he
there?
came in a little late. They're not performing. He's on a
Okay.
curatorial team
Got
for
it.
the performing arts. He's helping
Alright.
us with logistics for that.
That made sense.
What about, yeah, did I do these guys yet? Art of Elan, we already talked about them. Here's this guy. Oh, I don't think I have a lot of images of that. Oh, I know. I just downloaded them. Hang on, I have them. Let me give you a new share here.
Are you in just logistics? Do you have access to Dropbox?
Yeah, actually, we have both. We have Drive and Dropbox. Dropbox is for
Yes.
all those big images.
But for media, they're not going to want to go into the Drive. They'll want a Dropbox. So when we pick
Okay.
the hard ones, whichever 10 we pick, which I also think we need to include a headshot of you in the media selects. We'll
Okay.
need to put that into a Dropbox.
Okay.
Which is fine.
We have a running press Dropbox that
Yeah.
we'll share. Here. So this is Abordo Teatro, and they don't have a lot of high res images, but it's
I
the
love
puppet
that.
that they use.
What is
It's
he
a
doing? I
puppet.
forgot. Oh, it's a puppet. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
this is a puppet. It's about
Great, great image.
this part of town that's a really shady part of town of Tijuana. And it's the juxtaposition of like the young kids that, you know, walking to school and the prostitutes and the like all that craziness of what it is to live through this life. And they use like black lighting to help tell stories. And
I think that first image is the best.
That's kind of it. Only that first image really works.
Yeah,
This one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Although I'm not sure I would put it in the press selects.
No,
I mean, I
this,
think we have better, you're not gonna put everyone in.
no, but
You
there's,
can
you
pick
know,
it, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get one, that's the one, I agree.
okay,
Let's get, as many press selects and then we might even shorten it, but at least we have a big list.
sure, sure. I have not heard back confirmation from just two performers, Cirque, Quirk, and the gay men's chorus. So I sent an email last night and said, hey, if we don't hear from you by the end of the week, we're going to select another artist. And I did the same thing with these guys. So those are the only ones that are TBD. Everyone else is confirmed. And then visual arts.
On the list I saw on the contact list, San Diego Dance Theater, do you want me to reach out and get pictures from Terry?
Oh, we have her graphic now. We created it, or she. Oh no, yeah. Reach out to her directly. Yes,
We don't
you
have
know her.
Trolley
You
Dance
have her.
photos. And
Yeah,
then,
you have a relationship with her already.
and then I saw on the list, San Diego Opera. Are they involved?
I've been talking to them for months now, but they absolutely want to participate, but they don't know how. They are overwhelmed. A lot of stuff's
Okay.
going on over there right now.
Um,
You might hear about it soon.
And then for chalk art, Sandy, is there an image that you want to send us?
Sure, I'll send
I
it to you.
created can I show you the one that I
Oh,
crafted?
okay.
This is the graphic, not the excuse me. I don't know what I'm
Let's just
sharing
look
here.
at this while we have it at Doris.
Okay, hang on a second. I'll show it. I created a graphic for you, Sandy. So these are screenshots of the performance. Not many of these are not going to be good, but I needed them for the graphic that I was crafting. So sorry, there may be a lot of bad ones.
That's okay.
That is like a digitally
That's kind of cool.
crafted
Yeah,
image.
I like that.
That's cool.
Oh, you did? Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
That's
those
a
are
better.
kind of interesting.
It's a better
Yeah,
shot of
I
that.
like that.
We'll start it for now.
It's very intriguing.
This is that text of Arabic with Spanish.
That's cool.
That's
Oh.
going to be integrated throughout the
Her project
piece.
is interesting.
It is, yeah.
That's
So
cool.
that's kind of what
I
it'll
love
look
that.
like.
That's a
That's
You
great
like
great.
it?
photo.
Okay, good.
Well, that's 3 for her. That's enough.
I like the horizontal ones too. I think a lot of media prefers.
Okay.
These are
None
great.
of these with the dancer? Too convoluted, huh?
It won't read good on newsprint. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
that's Doris. So we're putting her in the plus.
Yep. Doris, Perry. So the thing about Perry is that it's completely new work. So the images that we have is a past project. It's similar in scope in terms of reaching out to community members, getting input, him creating visuals and audio, and then there being like text superimposed. This is a large scale video art projection is what it is.
So I talked to Perry about this, and because he's probably one of the more recognizable artists, I think we could use a photo of him. Perhaps maybe it was taken yesterday because these are not going to
It
work.
should have, yeah.
So if they have one from him yesterday, I would use that in the selects, just
Okay.
because I think media often looks for like who's who, and especially if
Right.
these aren't going to be the piece and the whole concept is created on site, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But he had a colleague, so if they have a picture of the two, of them, that would be awesome.
Leanne
Yeah.
Miller. She's well known also because she used
Exactly.
to. You know who she is. Okay. Did I go back? Okay. This is Choke, and hoping they took some pictures yesterday because this is not. I don't have very great. This is the ones that they sent you. I mean
It's a collective of women.
Yeah.
She only sent me like pictures of the women.
I know they, but this is the work. So this is like a participatory project, and it's very much about the Kumeyaay people and the concept of gifting pieces of the earth to one another. It's really
That's kinda
beautiful
good.
project. Oh, you liked it? Let me heart it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it shows audience participation.
I like it too.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
I like it too.
probably the only shot that's decent of this installation.
I wouldn't
It's
do it
hard to
because-
tell what it is,
Yeah,
so I don't think it'll
exactly.
read.
I like the
I am-
circle of women.
Yeah,
This is
Yeah,
a
I
great
do
shot.
too.
that's freaking me out. Stop that
Oh,
one.
it is? Okay, no, none of that. I like weird stuff. I like edgy, weird imagery. No, yes.
That's nice.
I like that too.
I mean, it's all about artists and artists making art and people making art.
The
And
story.
so, yeah, not that.
No.
These are not very high res, so
If we could get the one, that's pretty. If we could get the one of them at the circle,
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
heart that one. This is fun.
Yeah, I love this stuff. It's my jam. Doris Perry. Go to Natalie. These are all funky and out of order for some reason.
Now, tell me what she does. I forgot. I'm looking at my
She
list.
does
Oh, yeah,
these the large scale installation of the Eye of God. This is a participatory project, and so she's creating hundreds of these before the event, lining them on a rope, and then they'll create like almost like a roof of these above
I love that.
view. Yeah, this is the artist.
That's adorable. I like that
Yeah.
picture. It shows young
Yeah,
artists.
Yeah, okay.
And then maybe just one really colorful one of the
There's a
eye.
good one. This is a good.
Oh, yeah.
It's the thing is, it's not very high res, so and she has a lot of like these types of images that are single pieces.
I like the one that was a close up of a bunch of them all sort of tiled together.
Okay,
At the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the
like one of
second
these
I
two.
think. That,
Yeah,
This
that
one.
That's
That
This
great.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
either of those. They're
Either. Can we see the second one again? I kind of like the angle of it. Yeah.
So there's this one. That's too Photoshop looking. This one.
I like that one. And
that
I
one-
also
is that the one you
like the
meant?
other one. Both of them are good.
Okay, I'm gonna
They
heart
show
them
a lot
both,
of
and we
color.
can always, I'll make. I think that's it. She's really smart. This gal. I've talked to her, and she's a really interesting person.
Everybody was so
she
nice.
works for Sparks Gallery.
Oh.
think I've heard
Cat
of
Vietnamese chocolate cat. Okay, so this one is such a good story, and let me tell you something about. I don't know how much you've worked with the Filipino community, Tony, but they are so tight. This community is super tight. Like you get one person and the whole community will show up and support. So I really think it's just they're just a super tight community, and San Diego has the second largest community of Filipino Americans in the nation.
Do you know why that is?
Because of the Navy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also a Filipino film festival day.
Yeah, so she actually they didn't know each other, but she knew that there was another Filipino group, and she's like, can my installation be somewhere near the film festival? Because I know that you're working with the Filipino Film Fest. So I introduced them to one another.
Okay.
And
I
they got
introduced
very
the guy-
excited about working together.
The guy who was trying to do the Joan of Arc and looking for local musicians.
Yeah.
I introduced him to Kate Hatmaker, so because she recruits
Great.
local
Yes.
musicians all the time. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. That is exactly why this is so cool.
Yep.
They're going to be in and around and next to each other. We're having to collaborate. I love this stuff.
So what is this?
So these
This
images
is-
are pretty great. So what she does is she's a textile artist, but she's primarily going to create this. It's almost like a clothing line. It is a clothing line. So she's going to create like a clothing line. Let me show you the bottom. Hang on.
I think she did something
Here,
like
these.
this at the Japanese Friendship Garden.
Yes.
Yeah, that might have been where those photos are from. This is an
Yeah, this
installation
looks
she did
very
at the
familiar.
airport. This is an installation she did at the airport authority, and so these barongs are like really they're shirts that are sort of translucent that in hundreds of years ago, the government had required that men use these translucent shirts so that you can see if they're armed or not. And now they've evolved into being these very it's you only use them at like a wedding or a graduation or some super formal event. So they're considered like very, very elegant if you wear a barong. But so what she's done is she's taken these barongs that you can just buy, you know, off the street, and then done these beautiful like stories of embroidery on top of them. So what she's going to create is like a clothing line. And if you remember that where the film festival is, that so if you're looking at the theater, the actual projection area here, behind you, all along that wall is where I envision having like a clothing line of these barongs with little stories, you know, connected to them. So I invited her. At first, what I wanted to do was introduce her to Marilu, who's going to do the soundscape, and have like an audio component that we have like Filipino elders telling stories of growing up in Manila or growing up from wherever they're from, and how these barongs sort of, how they're connected to this story. However, if she's going to be near the film festival, we can't have a sound component. So maybe those stories still happen, but they're just printed on paper and people can read the stories, something like that. So anyway, it's going to look like a clothing line of barongs with these beautiful embroidery pieces onto them.
So is there a good shot?
You tell me. I don't know. I mean, and then she is going to incorporate a few of these as well throughout, which have another symbolic meaning that I don't have in my head right now. This is what they look like.
But if the thing is about the shirts, we should look for the shirts.
Well,
Okay.
it's both. You'll see four of these, and then you'll see a line of shirts. That's what the installation is. So if any of these are good.
We might need, again, the photo of her might be better here.
All right.
I think the first couple with the white macrame looking things were not bad.
Yeah,
They look very-
I agree. The photos of the
These?
shirts are not very compelling. No, the one
Right.
before that, yeah.
That one's not bad.
that,
Like this
yeah,
one.
that's good right there.
This is probably
Yeah.
the nicest one, but I
Yeah.
don't know how much of this style she's going to install, so we just have to clarify that with her. This is just past work that she showed as an example, but I don't think
It's
it's related
beautiful.
to what she's proposing.
It's so, yeah, but if it's her work, I don't mind. What do you guys think?
Excuse me.
Putting a picture like that in? If,
Right.
No, I don't mind if it's compelling, if it's going to help
Yeah.
tell her story. And we can always get a better shot, like have her bring in a barong and get a better photo of it, you know, and maybe holding it or
I
telling
don't
us
think we
about
need
it.
to work too hard to get everybody shot. I just feel like we don't need, there's a lot of time spent on trying to take another shot when we do have so far some good ones, but we'll keep.
Yeah. Doris,
I think the
Perry,
images
Marilu.
of her lacy work is more compelling than any image you're gonna do of a shirt.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like a shirt until you hear.
Yeah,
You just gave a beautiful explanation, but
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
yeah, you need
agree.
the story in order for it to
yeah.
not very good photos. These are like screenshots of videos.
Oh.
But I was trying to, again, I was trying to create graphics, you know, so it didn't need to be high res. That's what the full guy looks like, but we're just getting the torso up, which is this part alone is 7 feet tall.
oh, that's cool looking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's rad. So we're gonna create like a temple that speaks to like recycling. So it'll almost be like the god of recycling and create some kind of like sacred music that you walk into. These 4 pieces, there are 4 of these pen and ink two-dimensional pieces that are going to be surrounding them on all 4 sides, kind of like the 4 winds. They each speak to excess, consumerism and things like that. And we'll create, we'll have like little battery-powered candles, but like exaggerated, like hundreds of them, all surrounding him that kind of make you feel almost like you want to make a. Here's the torso.
That's
Oh, I
cool.
like that one.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have it, that's really cool looking. And also they're a known entity. People know their name.
Yes, everyone loves Larry and Debbie for
Yeah.
sure.
So that first one where it was standing up would be really good.
The full body or
No,
just
it
the
was-
torso
you
with
go back
the.
like 2 or 3, just the torso.
Yeah, I hearted that one.
Yeah.
I hearted the one with just the torso and the. in the,
Okay, let's keep going because we got a lot to do.
all right. I think we're almost done here.
I'm gonna ask, can we follow up with the fashion show people to get some shots?
Yeah, they sent you, I saw that they sent you a few. Are those not
Oh,
good?
did they?
Yeah, well, they copied me on it.
I
I'll,
didn't,
I'll share. We have some. I'll share them.
I didn't see it today.
Yeah,
I
they were
didn't-
pretty good. You're
That's
not
funny.
gonna like any of these, TR.
Can't wait.
This,
I didn't
so
get
this,
anything from them. Ah,
so this is a, you know, he speaks about the experience of being a border person living in both sides and how you have to transform yourself depending on whether you're speaking English or Spanish and what side of the border you're on. And so it's kind of a conversation about being two different people. He calls the border, he calls this his like scar, that this is his scar, his open wound, he calls it. And so this is
Was
like
he-
the tamest of what you're going to see. Basically what he's doing, what he's doing is he's creating a gypsy theater that feels like a refugee camp. And so you walk inside of this little gypsy theater, and inside of it, he's going to be live painting, live sketching on this gigantic wall. And the video is going to be capturing like stop motion animation, and that stop motion animation will be constantly created over a period of 3 hours. At the end, you're going to get this full scale like time lapse of the creation of the work. So this is what the work looks like in terms of him sketching it. And the way that he does it is like he sketches it and then it gets erased, and he sketches it and it gets erased over and
that's
over
sort of
and over.
what
So it's like
Hugo Crossway does. Isn't
very
it?
similar. Yeah, they're very similar, only this guy's like really way more raw, like way
What's
more
his name?
TJ raw. This is Jose Hugo Sanchez. And in fact, they've done a competing dual
Oh, is that
sketch
the Ugo
fest.
Ugo thing? Was that him? He did it at SDAI where they both.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
the guy. Now, the thing with this one is I feel like it's going to need one of those 16 and over, you know, it needs like a, what do you call it? Explicit content.
Yeah.
Not
Well, let's
recommended
not
for
put it in the
all.
media kit right now.
But I just want to, you know, this is
Yeah.
something where we have to kind of tread lightly in terms of how it's raw. It's,
Right. And where it's
it
gonna
makes
be.
it makes you uncomfortable, you know. So I don't think any of these images you'll want to use for the media. So we can
Okay.
skip.
Let's go
But
back.
but that's the story with this guy is.
You'll put him somewhere safe.
And this is the last one, Haley. So hers is going to be a projection, and there will be a performance of Malashok will be performing with her work as a backdrop. And these are really cool. I don't know if the media will gravitate toward these, but they're collage pieces. She's a queer artist an emerging queer artist. And so this is a huge opportunity for her. You know, this is like one of the biggest things she's ever done. And what she wanted to do was have a conversation about, she creates these collage pieces that kind of mimic things that are happening in the world. And the one that she's going to focus on with us is climate change, and in particular, the fires. So she's going to take photographs of spaces around California that have been burned, and then juxtapose that with collaged work. And then those digital images of that work, of her, you know, handmade collage work, will be projected on a large scale. And Malashok Dance is going to be performing with that as backdrop.
These are nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Her work is beautiful. She's super talented for her age. I think there's a story there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I could jump all over this one.
Yeah. So can we use any of these images for the media though? I mean,
Yeah.
does this read?
They're all really nice. You guys like, is the one that you like? I think they're great.
Okay, you guys tell me.
Go back.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. I like this, the word, but that's a man or a woman?
Well, since we don't know, let's say it's a man.
I'll go
That
back
way
to
we
the
can
first
get
one.
away with it.
Yeah, what is that, a cat?
It's a cat
that one's
looking at a
too
bunch
hard
of
to-
fish with a dog looking at the cat.
Yeah,
Feeding
that's
upon
not
one
gonna
another,
show-
life forms share and exchange the
That's
energy
not
of the
gonna
sun.
show up well in the media.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, this is really hard to see in print. This
It's
one will
very
read really
much-
well. We'll just say it's
Well,
a
how
man.
about this? I'll probably pitch the LGBTQ media especially and pick out a couple of artists. So I'll have
Yeah.
these. I'll be
Yeah.
able to, be able to use these for that pitch. So let's just leave them there.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe, yeah, like Rage or somebody, maybe
Yeah, totally.
okay. And they'll love her story.
And we
She's
have a
really
picture of
interesting.
her from yesterday.
We should. I just got the link like 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and I was going through them, and
No, I'll go through
wanna
it
go-
too because I
Yeah.
can pitch out,
Okay, so that's
are
all the
there
selected artists.
any,
Oh, were you gonna show me your chalk image
Oh,
that
yeah.
you have?
Yeah, let me show you.
I haven't booked any artists yet, and I'm getting a little, like, I'm feeling like it's time.
Yeah, thank you.
quick question while you look, you're gonna send me the fashion ones. Some of these other groups that are down here, like the Historical Society, Verona, Museum of Art, we don't know what they're doing, right? They're on the
The
list.
sisters, did you say sister? So Sister Cities, I know what they're doing. They're gonna have some folk dance performance moments,
Okay,
fashion and 2D work. And they're partnering with Fashion Week San Diego.
okay. Then Historical Society, La Jolla, are they involved? Not so
Yeah,
silent?
yes, that's
Oh.
the Not So Silent Short Film
Okay.
Fest. So they're handing sound makers to the audience and inviting them to help create the soundscape for
Love that.
the silent films.
Okay, and then Verona, opening closing ceremonies. And then is the Museum of Art involved?
I think all they're going to do is probably just sponsor one of these artists
I'm
and
gonna
just
take
have their
her
name
off the
on it.
list, so she's not getting all the participant, and can we also, who's ever managing the list? Do you want her to get all these participant emails? Carrie, I don't want to bother her.
No, she's great. She loves us. No, I don't think she minds because she knows that you're right. I mean, if it's very specific to like, I'll see you here, be sure to send me that, take them off.
Yeah,
off.
okay,
San
got
Diego
it.
Dance Theater still involved?
Yeah, they're gonna
Yes.
do the some trolley dance iteration.
Yeah,
Those
I'm
would be
meeting with
great
her actually
photos to use.
literally right after my meeting with you,
Oh,
Tony.
then just ask her for photos if you're
Yeah,
talking.
Okay.
you definitely want a photo of them, yeah,
Everybody knows them.
yeah.
Okay,
now
so
we're
these are
looking
the
at
ones that I pulled from Art Walk for the chalk walk.
Mm.
I'm hoping you have maybe better. These are just from the website, so there's probably better images.
Oh, I have way better, and they won't look like that's like Festa several years ago. Yeah, I can. How many would you like?
Send us your
Like
favorites.
That
send
one's
us your
fine.
top 5 or something like that, and then that way we have some variety to choose from. We'll probably pick 2 or 3.
That one, that Salvador Dali one, he's an artist that I probably will invite. So
Oh, great.
that one
Okay.
definitely is good. Some
I
of the
liked
other ones-
the one that I kind of got excited about was where is it? This like something that almost is like a trompe l'oeil. I'd love
3D,
something
yeah.
fun like that in like a trompe l'oeil somewhere in the corridor, if that makes sense. But I think that would be really fun where people feel like, oh.
But let's make sure it doesn't read that it's like in Little Italy or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I can send you some more, Susanna, and they'll be high
Okay.
res.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Well,
thank you. Please do.
super helpful.
But it would be nice to send from artists that I already know that are coming. So
Yeah.
do you think you'll be ready to talk about that in a week or so?
Talk about what?
Oh, in a week, yes.
How many,
yeah. I mean,
what's the
right
fee
now
that
from
could-
yesterday's walkthrough, I think I kind of know where.
Okay. We
And
can talk separately so we don't take everyone's time.
yeah, I have a sense I think I know where, because there's this, if you remember TR, there's like there's a segment where it's just a walkthrough, right? Like we're not activating those spaces. There's like a couple of maybe 3 buildings in a row or something where there's nothing there. There's just going to be vendors, but it's wide enough that we could put like a vendor and then like a mini chalk walk and then another vendor, something like that where it kind of anchors it. So I would say that's probably would fit maybe 4 or 5 artists,
Okay.
something like that.
Let's you and I have a separate conversation so we can talk about fees and time and size, all that kind of thing.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
This is
That's
very, very helpful.
That's all I have for now. I have other images that I just hadn't uploaded yet, but let's see.
We have
You
some
have La
fun.
Jolla Historical Society. We have some great images of that because we produced that event at Idea One. So we have some great, really beautiful high-res images of that in action. Who else is on your list? Help me think here.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right.
Um,
So let's go back to your checklist here.
Okay, so once the release is final on the 5th, 17th, can you guys send it to all the participants so they have our approved language?
Yes.
That would come from you guys, and maybe in the note, if you have, if you have questions, I'll take the questions, but I'd rather it come from you. And then maybe copy me or whatever.
Mhm,
Then
mhm.
the website just, we talked about it. We want to make sure it's all clean and ready. And I know that right now we're not linking to it at all, but some of the stuff that's going on social, where are people asking, like, what is this?
What's happening is that people are saying good things coming soon, and
Right.
they're just
Coming
sort of,
soon. Okay.
yeah, it's
Well,
just
we can
like,
keep teasing that out now that
yeah,
we
we can,
know.
I don't mind the tease, where
Yeah,
people are
now
like,
that we know
what
the
is happening?
17th, the countdown, tomorrow and big news tomorrow, let's just, build that interest till
Okay.
the 17th, and then we'll blast it out. I might give the UT a heads up that it's coming if they want to go exclusive or something.
Nice. Thank you.
And
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna ask about the Union Tribune. I have a short list of, so are you in touch with Michael Roca?
but he's not the arts editor anymore.
Oh, it's Pam Cragen.
Yeah, I got all those people. I got the main people covered. I think
You
where
do.
the support could come from other, like, if someone else has a newsletter that I don't know about, or there's a Kumeyaay, internal.
Sure. Good
I don't have
point.
any of that stuff. So, that's where I think the participants can say, oh yeah, I have a newsletter that goes out to the Filipino community.
Yeah. Oh, I know, what's her name from Mabuhay? It's a national city publication. It's called Mabuhay.
Right. So that's where I need support.
Susan De Los Santos. Susan De Los Santos.
If you want to send me your
Just
contact.
yeah. So she's the editor for that, I think.
Yeah, I don't
Tony,
have.
I think she's still
Do
there.
you have KPBS Midday Edition on your?
I have them. Anyone that you're thinking is mainstream arts, I have.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good enough.
Who else are you thinking that's not like your general obvious ones?
Well, Lisa Dederick was one of them.
Yeah. I thought I'd pitch Susanna to Lisa because she did.
Yes, absolutely, as a story, yes. Yeah. And,
Juliana, can you do the research on finding like Kumeyaay publications? Anything that's like a print publication for Verona, Sequan areas? See if we can find some folks there.
Do you know Ruth Ann Thorne?
Who?
Ruth Ann Thorne that owns EC Galleries.
No.
She's very involved in the indigenous community around art, and has been for the last few years. She actually she grew up in that community, and she just moved back to the reservation a couple years ago. She's been doing all kinds of things with artists in I don't know, it's Kumeyaay tribe, whether it's Verona or with.
Do you think
so
that she would be a good resource? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know that she is an outreach PR resource, but she may be someone that you want to get involved in this, Susanna.
Well, if you want to connect,
We're kind of tapped out for this year anyway,
done.
but for next year, I'd love to just have an introduction. Maybe we can meet and talk about participation for next year. For this year, you saw it, Tony.
Maybe as a sponsor, even. I don't know.
It's a
Tony,
lot.
Oh, that would be
Tony,
great.
You
Yeah,
mentioned that one of the artists is connected with Sparks Gallery. She has a newsletter.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
like ideally, it's going back to this toolkit idea. We send them the press release. We encourage them, either send me the name or push it out yourself. We just really, empower them to spread the word into their communities. And I can help you, Juliana, if you want to do an intro paragraph to them, or you want to try and draft it, and I'll look at it.
We have a creative toolkit started.
Good.
And we're also creating for Linda's recommendation, like a landing page that has all those, that has the draft pitches, all that. So our other intern Mimi is working on that one right now for us.
Yeah, and I think we have time. I think that those things are going to roll out. If someone posts it in the summer, I'm happy. So,
Right. Yeah.
then the website, we got that, your bio. I don't think I have an actual bio for you.
Yeah, I can link you here. I'm on the website.
Okay, good. And then your headshot from yesterday, if you like it, we'll use it.
I hate headshots.
Well, I mean, you kind of
it is
have
what it
to.
is. I know.
And then we kind of will talk through about, as we get a little deeper in the next week, the top 10. What is the top 10? Don't miss when you go to Envision. Don't miss
Right.
these. They love that. They love us handing it to them on a silver platter.
Yes. Oh, it's so funny you just said that. I say that all the time. Just hand it to them on a silver platter and
Well,
they'll
I
do
did
it.
that. This is basically what I talked about at that.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those like PR things that it's like if you make it hard for them, if they have to work to put the paragraph together for you, forget it. It'll never happen. You won't get the coverage.
I should have known this was here. Okay, I got this. Your bio.
Okay.
I mean, that's a beautiful photo. You look a little unhappy, sort
I
of.
do.
Not unhappy, just no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, does anyone else have other questions for me?
I just have a general question. Remind me, do we have a budget for actual advertising that will support the PR?
Yes.
So have we made
In the line
decisions
item
about where we're gonna advertise?
I think that's for another, I think that's for another meeting, but yes,
Okay.
absolutely. We should make those decisions because a lot of it, hopefully we kind of can secure earn some organic coverage, and then we maybe can create some partnerships with some of those publications as well, for them to provide some in-kind support. So
I
that
think you're
is
going to
like,
get tons of editorial. You package out the film, and then you package out the Filipino, and you package it out to all. You have so much content. So I think, some online ads, maybe the, KPBS or the UT's Arts Culture newsletter.
we reserved the KPBS arts brief for the month of August. So we'll be getting those little segments, those little 30-minute segments out.
Right.
And then, so that's the only one that's secured for sure. We got that through the Museum Council. So we have that.
I know this, we could talk about this after the release goes out, but I would find out, and I'm not sure the date that the UT's Fall Arts Preview comes out.
Yeah, I had that on my list.
It might come out in mid-September.
Yeah, I don't think we'll make it. It's just the beginning of the fall, so I doubt we'll make it. Maybe we'll make it for next year. We don't have a secure date for next year, so maybe we'll, in the sites for that.
I thought the arts preview was usually in August.
I thought so too.
Oh yeah?
To find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should aim for the arts preview. Yeah, absolutely.
I think Seth Combs did that last year.
I know, I'm talking about buying an ad.
Oh, buying an ad.
Surely we will be in, editorial, but
I see.
It's not cheap. It's like $65 a column inch or something. It's a place to be. You could even do a small quarter page. But
what do you recommend? Do you recommend a quarter page?
I just don't think you waste money. You don't get much more bang for the buck if you're doing it, unless you're doing a full page.
Yeah.
Just to be in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll go. Yeah, that'll be for a future meeting. We'll go through our budget and determine where we want to put the ad spend. For sure, a lot of social media money is going in.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
I don't know if you're going to be printing flyers or anything, but we just did something with the Old Globe where we're doing a little partnership, and they're inserting our flyers into the programs a week before the event.
Oh,
which is really nice. And
can I ask how much they charge you for that?
It's trade.
Oh, okay. But you have a huge reach, so maybe
but you never know. I mean, it was kind of that's a new one for us. We've never done it before, and I thought it was awesome. I also
did you work with Dave Henson?
Ad buys around town is Performances magazine, because it's a really low price and it goes out to theater lovers, which is perfect.
Yeah. Juliana, you were looking into that, right? Advertising with Performance magazine.
You can call me. I have all those contacts.
Yeah. Okay. Were you working with Dave Henson, Sandy? Who was your
You won't
contact
I
at the
haven't
Globe?
advertised in performances for a while, but I used to, and I
Oh.
thought it was very cost effective. So I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
But
who it is.
also,
I
I
was
think,
talking about the insert into
Oh,
their.
no, that is through their marketing person, Katie Rodriguez.
Oh, Katie. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm happy to help out with some names on those advertising. I just think also these are very mainstream and this festival is very edgy.
Yeah.
I think we really want to look at how are we going to reach the people who live in Barrio Logan or in Logan Heights or in
Yeah.
our National City, South Bay, and they're not at Performances Magazine.
No.
Right.
I think that we want to think outside the box a little.
That one is going to be very organic. We're knocking on doors. We're putting posters up all over the neighborhood. That's going to be the, like, you know,
Do they have community newspapers? Any of those
in Logan
communities?
Heights.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
know.
it's Downtown News.
National City.
I think Downtown News is the best for those, and that's a really low cost to ad buy too.
Okay.
Well, let's
So,
put
yeah,
on the agenda after the release goes out.
Okay.
So you and I, Tony, are meeting right after this. We'll
No, I
touch
gotta
base.
go.
Oh
I
no, you gotta
can't.
go.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
think I'm good for now.
Are you good? All
Yeah.
right. So we have our set date, and then I'll send you guys. I'll take a look one last time at the press release, make sure that all the links work and everything. I know that you had a comment about us inserting the mention of using sound and lighting design.
I finessed that a little. You'll see.
Oh,
It's in there.
okay.
I just
I
softened
think
it.
you got the gist of what I was trying to
Yes.
say, though, right? Okay.
Yes, and it
So
just
I'll
was
look
too
at.
esoteric, so I just like said what it was. Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. I
But you
just
and
want
I
to make
can
sure that
talk.
we're giving a nod to, because it's connected to world design. I just want to give a nod to the design community to be like, hey, you know, if all of these were just up in a warehouse, you'd be like, oh, that was cool. But when you create the theatrical lighting and the soundscape, then it just kind of changes the entire mood. And that's the power of design. That's why it's exciting that we're to be connected to World Design Capital, this festival, you know, is that people would have to pay attention. Like, if it weren't for this cool lighting that they did, or the soundscape that I walked into and was immersed by, I would have felt something completely different or nothing at all, you know? There's just something beautiful about costume design, lighting design, scene design, you know, all of that people don't pay attention to when they're watching a show. They just watch the actor and they're like, that was good acting or not, or, you know.
Yeah.
So I want to just give a nod to
it in.
that.
It's in there. So why not, Susanna, why don't you and I reconnect personally if we can on the 12th or the 13th, just to see where we are?
Let me look. The 12th or the 13th.
Just
Yeah,
for-
I'm pretty free. I'm pretty free that day. So
I mean,
yeah,
we could do the
send me your
13th
time.
just to give you more time. You tell me. I just want to look at it all before anything happens.
Yeah. Why don't let's do the 13th, just because Wednesday is our intern day and we're gonna be, or if you don't mind the interns being a part of the
I
conversation.
love it. I think that would
Okay,
be
why don't we
super helpful.
let's do Wednesday then at 10 o'clock
Wednesday at 10. Yep.
and I'm gonna invite you to our same link that we use here for the interns. So you can join
And then we'll
us.
just go over all the components to make sure they're in place. Yeah.
Sorry, the meeting request is called PR Marketing Internship. You can change the name on it.
I'm happy with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for your input.
Thank you
Have a
all.
good rest of your day. This is
Super helpful.
exciting. We're almost ready to launch.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, things
Bye.
are moving along. Yeah.
Yes.
Great work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.